welcome to another video. So today we will be discussing about some problems based on Gibbs free energy and entropy. So if you haven't watched my previous video where I have discussed about Gibbs free energy and its relationship with spontaneity, please go to the description below and click on the link, or you can check out the I button so that you first know whatever that concept is, you get those formulas, and then you can continue with this one. There I have explained what Gibbs free energy is. Okay, so without much further ado, let's get right into it. So firstly, Gibbs free energy and entropy. So as we discussed, Gibbs free energy is denoted by delta G and entropy is denoted by delta S. So basically you are going to be having questions that ask you the relationship between the two and how to find certain variables if you have these particular values with it. Okay, so first of all, let us see the formula. The formula we are going to apply is delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. So here we know that G is Gibbs free energy. Delta H is said to be the enthalpy. Okay, so enthalpy of the reaction is delta H. Now again, the sign convention, when do we take delta H negative? When it is an exothermic reaction, that is when heat is evolved. And when do you take it positive? When it is an endothermic reaction, that is when heat is absorbed. Okay, now T is the temperature, and mind you, the temperature has to always be in Kelvin. Okay, and what is the conversion? If at all you have the temperature T in degrees Celsius, then to get it into Kelvin, you just have to add 273. Okay, so this would give you your degrees Celsius to Kelvin conversion. So having knowing this, we can go on to solving the questions asked in CSIR net. So the first question says, if in a metabolic reaction at 27 degrees Celsius, there is an increase in enthalpy that is equal to 1000 joules and a decrease in entropy that is 10 joules. Calculate change in free energy. So what are they asking you to calculate? Delta G. What is the formula? Delta G equal to delta H minus T delta S. Now, delta G is something you need to find. What is delta H? Delta H is the enthalpy, and they say that the enthalpy has increased to 1000 joules. That means H is a positive value. They are saying increased, right? Minus T. Now T, again they have given you temperature 27, but this is in degrees Celsius. We need it in Kelvin. So 273 add. So this becomes 300 Kelvin. So substitute 300 into entropy. Now they are saying the entropy has decreased. Decreased meaning negative sign, that is 10. So this comes out to be 3000 plus 1000, that is nothing but 4000 joules, which is option A. That's simple to solve. Next question they ask, under what condition reaction will always occur? Meaning they are asking you, when is the reaction spontaneous? So see, in terms of delta H, okay, delta H can have a positive value and a negative value. Positive is when you have to provide heat. That is for endothermic reaction. Heat has to be provided. And minus when it is released. Now, obviously, tell me which one would be more preferred, which one would be more spontaneous. Obviously, that releases heat, right? Here, you have to give something. So, whenever you are doing something to make a reaction happen, that falls under non-spontaneous. Spontaneous means it happens on its own, right? So, therefore, which will be the possibility for spontaneity? Delta H has to be a negative value. Now, delta S, entropy again has positive and negative value. Now, when is entropy positive? When we go from an ordered state to an unordered state. That is when randomness increases. More the randomness, more positive the entropy. Example, when you go from the solid phase to the liquid phase, we are going into from an ordered state to an unordered state. So entropy is a positive value. When is entropy a negative value? Vice versa, when you do from unordered state to order. And the universe always is progressing towards more and more randomness. Okay, so a reaction in which there is ordered to unordered, there is randomness that is more favored. So therefore your delta S has to be negative. Now, what does this mean? When can something be negative? When it is obviously less than 0. So we have to search where delta H and delta S are less than 0. Okay, so here it is greater than 0, right? This option says that they are less than 0. So delta H is, oh, this is greater again. No, this is right? This is delta H is less than 0, delta S is less than 0. So this is our right option, option A. Okay. Now, next question. Which thermodynamic property cannot be directly measured in the cell? So the correct direct answer to this is you cannot measure free energy directly. You have to use some or the other parameter to calculate this. Temperature can easily be calculated. Entropy also is easily calculated. Enthalpy to directly heat release, so that is also directly calculated. So the only thing that you cannot directly measure in a cell is the free energy, that is the delta G. Okay. So based on this section, that's all the questions we have. Next, we will be discussing about the pH calculations and the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. If you want to know how to solve this, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and please like the video if you stayed so far. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.